Dramaturgically speaking, it's time we talk about Sebastian Stan. Okay, let's get into it. An aside, I need you to go and watch Jay Stubbs' video on The Apprentice and A Different Man, where she talks about Sebastian Stan's performances in these two films, okay? Because she obviously doesn't miss. And then come back. For most of us, we've known Daddy can act since The Winter Soldier, right? Like, we knew. But, like, was I moved? Obviously, Daddy was serving performance in I, Tonya. Sure, again. But was I, like, blown? You know what I mean? Okay. I was moved when I saw Destroyer. If you haven't seen Sebastian Stan and Nicole Kidman in Destroyer, I need you to fix your lives yesterday. Post-haste, okay? And I sat up, I was sat, and then I sat forward and I said, Sebastian. Then I hear he got cast as Tommy Lee, and I got scared. I got very fucking scared. But he and Lily too, served cunt in Pam and Tommy. And Pam and Tommy is going to be very important to the larger point here, so stay with me. Not only does Sebastian Stan not match Tommy Lee's physicality, but he did not do any type of impersonation or caricaturization. And that's why his performance as Tommy Lee worked. That's why that show worked, because there were no impersonations. Now let's come full circle, okay? Because I think Sebastian Stan is a dark horse. Like, I think he might be one of the greatest actors of this generation. Okay, the first of the two films that he's in that are out right now is A Different Man, starring him and Adam Pearson. Adam Pearson is just absolutely brilliant in it. He made his film debut, I believe, in Under the Skin, Brian Glazer's Under the Skin. This is the only other thing I've seen him in, and he's magnificent. Beautiful satire, a beautiful dark comedy. It's just, but Sebastian Stan's ability to kind of say everything without like saying a word really comes through in A Different Man. Into the meat and potatoes, let's talk The Apprentice. Now, we all learned about mouth acting back in 2020 on this app from Mary Elizabeth Kelly. We love you. Let's talk about neck acting, because Jeremy Strong is serving neck acting. Okay, so just please, his performance as Roy Cohn is transcendent, but like I expected that, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't make it any less amazing, but like I expect Jeremy Strong to like serve cunt, and he did, dramaturgically speaking. And there is one scene, I will not spoil anything for you, but there is one scene in the third act of the film where he's being interviewed that like just will break your heart. But let's talk about Sebastian, okay? Let's talk about the mouth acting. And Jay Stubbs points this out as well. Sebastian Stan could have very easily just done an impersonation or a caricaturization of Trump, right? Not that people that do impressions aren't doing high art, because they are. But this story required something different. And Sebastian Stan, with his mouth acting, manages to not give a caricaturized version of Trump. It is transcendent. If both of these men do not get Oscar nominations, like, I'm gonna, please, strongly worded letters will. What these two men and the director and the script have accomplished that has been very polarizing is the humanization of both of these monsters. And that's one of the reasons why this movie was turned down by literally every studio in the United States. It almost didn't get made, right? But by humanizing these monsters, we are able to see that it is when we begin to turn human beings into legend, when we begin to mythologize and deify evildoers, that their evil becomes an abstraction, and we forget that this is a real life evil that affects real life people. Even Thanos was once an innocent little baby, right? Okay, how are monsters made in America specifically? And although both of these monsters were very privileged, the movie does a very careful and considered and nuanced commentary on how familial trauma, othering, inform how these monsters are made. Anybody with functioning synapses knows that these are bad guys, evildoers, right? We don't need to be told that by a movie, right? The movie is needs to be something bigger. It needs to be a container for a larger story, which is this lie that is the American dream, number one. Number two, this mythos, this mythology around capitalism and how it manufactures monsters. I think the director, and thanks to Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong, Trump and Cohn, and the evil that begot them and the evil that they set upon the world, is articulated in such a way that you can somewhat empathize with how they got to where they are, but it also, in humanizing them again, it removes the abstraction of the evil that they have put upon the rest of us. I cannot sing the praises of this film enough. Sebastian Stan needs an Oscar nomination. Sebastian Stan's mouth needs a separate Oscar nomination, okay?